Then they broke the door and they attacked Safdar. Their intention was to kill. Safdar thought of, going to people with the theatre. As children, we had a exposure to a lot of progressive ideas, gather courage to fight these forces which are attacking our constitution, our democratic structures. Safdar Hashmi was my elder brother. He was 2.5 years elder to me. And we were very lucky because we were brought up in a family which was extremely progressive. My father had fought against the British and spent years in the jail. My mother came from a very literary family and she was an extremely progressive woman. So as a result, as children, we had a exposure to a lot of progressive ideas. We had all kinds of books at home, Soviet literature. We heard stories of the freedom struggle and Germany of that time. So our ideas were, of all the 5 siblings, germinated from the atmosphere at home. Safdar, till he was in school, he was an extremely shy boy. As kids, we played together after school, and there were all kinds of things, that mischief that we did at home. But once he entered the university, he joined the Student Federation of India. My elder brother Sohail Hashmi had joined SFI and had joined CPM before him. So it was actually the elder brother who kind of took Safdar into SFI and made him kind of politically, active in the university circuits. But Safdar was also very creative. So he wanted to do something which was creative. Initially, he joined IPTA, which was run by the CPI, and for I think a few years he was with IPTA, and then he decided to start his own theatre group. So somewhere, I don't remember the exact year, I think it was 1971 or so, when he started Jannate Manch. And he started Jannate Manch along with my elder sister Shabnam Hashmi, who was also a founder of Jannate Manch. And then Jannate Manch kept on doing, initially they were doing mainly proscenium theatre. But as conditions became difficult for proscenium theatre, especially around the emergency when it was very difficult, so Safdar thought of, going to people with the theatre, because it is not very easy to collect people to come to theatre and watch what you are doing. So he realized that there was a need to go to people and take theatre to them. So then Jannate Manch started doing street theatre, and there was a group which discussed the ideas together and they wrote the plays together, although Safdar had contributed a lot to that. And I think that Jannate Manch at that time and even continues to play a very important role in raising issues which are very important for the marginalized sections, for the poor. As I think everyone knows, in 1989 on 1st January, Jannate Manch was performing in a village called, in Ghaziabad, in a place called Jhandapur. At that time there was industrial strike across Delhi and Ghaziabad, and this Jannate Manch was performing in support of the striking workers and their demands, and the play was called Halla Bol. During that play, the Jannate Manch was attacked. They were invited by CITU, who were frankly not very strong in that area. So when the attack came, Jannate Manch ran to the CITU office, which didn't have walls. It just had a door and very low walls. So Safdar held on to the door and asked all his wife Maloishri was also performing, and there were other girls. So he asked everyone to jump the wall and run to safety. But by the time everyone ran away, the goons had reached C2 office, and then they broke the door and they attacked Safdar. Their intention was to kill, because Safdar got injuries only on his head. He was taken to first some local hospital, then to Delhi, and he died the next day. So unfortunately, when his creativity was actually reaching its peak, at that time his life was taken away. But Safdar at one level has not been forgotten. Across India, there are thousands of groups which run in his name and do keep doing street theatre, especially on his birthday, which is 12th April, which was declared as the National Street Theatre Day. So we remember Safdar, we take courage from him and from his memory, and it's only one regret is there, that if he was alive, a lot of creative work had to come out from his creativity, which unfortunately was lost. Like we have lost a lot of young people like that. I remember Pash, who was killed by terrorists during the Punjab struggle. He was also an extremely creative poet, and he also was gone at a very young stage. So I think it's important to remember our martyrs and keep on fighting, especially in today's India when fascist forces are gripping this nation. It is important to go to the people, to convince them, and gather courage to fight these forces which are attacking our constitution, our democratic structures, and which are a big threat to India's unity and diversity.